Looking at retention, I have a couple of case studies. Sorry, next slide is the case studies. But in relation to retention, your line managers understand your role is exceptionally important. You actually are the key to making people stay or go. Some of you are going to be great managers, other managers are not going to be so good, others of us could do a little bit better. But essentially speaking, I believe that everybody goes to work and tries to do a good job. People don't go to work to do a bad job, they try and do the best that they can. The line managers have the greatest impact on a person's working environment. So how that relationship works will have the greatest impact. How they connect, how they relate, that kind of communication affects everything. It affects how they deliver care, it affects how they communicate with other people. Try and model best practice where possible. None of us are perfect, but try on a daily basis. When you want to have that difficult conversation with somebody because they've really annoyed you, perhaps right now when you're feeling really angry is not the best time to do it. And in a couple of days' time, when you've cooled off, they've simmered down about the issue, then have the conversation. And for this to change, first I must change. So in relation to the recruitment and retention, as an industry we need to look at how we promote ourselves, and as managers we need to look at how do I interact and what do I need to learn. A lot of people say I don't need to learn anything and I'm just perfect. But I think most of us genuinely want to make a difference, and that's why we're in the industry that we're in. Organisationally, what do we need to do? We need to analyse the trends of staff movements. So why are people leaving? I've been at Yooralla now for about 12 months, and it's been a great 12 months. And we didn't have any trend data. We didn't actually look at why were people leaving, were there pockets in the organisation where people were leaving, what was our turnover. We kind of had some rough ideas, but we actually didn't analyse it, and we're going through that process now to see whether or not what we can do to change things. We need to move beyond justifying the turnover, because it happens, it's industry, everybody's doing it, everybody's experiencing the same thing. Some people are up around like 45%, and you go, you can actually justify 45%? That's pretty good. If you thought about how much money that costs you on a yearly basis, and you tell me that that you need more money. If we actually look at our turnover, we've got a hell of a lot of untapped funds in that turnover, because we're spending it on recruitment. Develop strategies to address the issues. So if you have got a manager who's a problem, address the issue with that manager, because things are not going to change until that manager changes. Flexibility will be the key to keeping the retraction, particularly with women, also with the mature age workers who actually don't necessarily want to work. There are plenty of people out there who want to work 1 or 2 days a week. They don't want to do the whole 9 to 5, 40 hours plus a week, but they've got a lot of value to offer. I was recently at a dinner party last week, and somebody who'd worked for Qantas for a number of years, he's over 45, really, really nice bloke, said, I thought it would be easier to get a job. They tell me that there's low unemployment, and I'm over 45 and I've had more knockbacks in my entire life. Really nice bloke. And was going for customer service type positions, and he goes, what's wrong with me? And I said, there's nothing wrong with you, you just need to keep trying, it's not about you, it's about your numbers. And he finally rang me and he said, I finally got a job. And I said, oh okay, what are you doing? And he said, I'm working in customer service in the railways. And I said, oh okay, how many hours do you think you work? And he goes, oh I don't know, I don't mind, I don't mind at all what hours I work, My partner works on opposite shifts, that's okay, because we've been together 25 years and the less I see him the better. And so he's become basically their dream rostering person, because he doesn't mind working weekends, he doesn't mind working evenings, but somebody gave him a go and he's working out really well. It's all about looking at what that person has to offer, and okay, so they can't give you that perfect shift match, but give them a go. In relation to the called people from called backgrounds, they used to be our primary source for attracting candidates. We seem to be slowly moving away from using people from cold backgrounds because of their literacy issues. For the next 12 months, we are going to try and look at a strategy and hopefully find some funding, if we can, we cross our fingers, to look at actually attracting that segment back to the industry. Because they need to document and the legal requirements they need to document, we seem to be screening them out. But what we need to do is screen them in and support them. Career expos are really important. They can be expensive, but you actually don't know the trade-off that you're going to get. But if we are able to attract 1 or 2 or 3 people to the industry that perhaps maybe didn't even think about working in disability previously, then that's a really good thing. So looking at how we do things as an industry is also really important. So in relation to a case study, who would you rather work for? So manager number 1 is a real manager. I have asked their permission. I have told them that we're going to talk about them today, but I shan't tell you their name because we'd like to keep that person. She directly interviews all her candidates, so she will actually be involved. She manages a team of over 100, and she involves her managers and other staff in the interview process, and on a fortnightly basis she'll contact them on via email. So they're out and about in the community, but she will fortnightly email them, all of them, with a hi, how you going? A blanket email, but hi, how you going? These are the achievements we've had for the week. These are some of the issues, because she doesn't have a regular contact with them on a daily basis, or see them even on a fortnightly basis, but she communicates with them electronically. She'll often go out and work with her staff. So on a weekend, she'll often roll up her sleeves and go out there. Hi, how you going? Just thought I'd just drop in. Is everything going okay? Fantastic. She'll stay and she'll work with that person for an hour, and then she goes. She employs over 85% of her staff are casual. So she has very few part-time or full-time positions, but her staff will stay with her, and they will stay and stay and stay and stay. She's got lower than 15% turnover, which is not reflective of the rest of the organisation. She knows their staff by name. She knows significant issues with significant interests that they have, and she knows their client preference, and she's got over 100 staff. She also gives personal feedback, so if she hears something, she will actually email that person back. While she won't have phone contact with them because that's too difficult, she will give them some form of feedback. And she personally goes to induction, so when her staff are inducting, even though we run it from HR, she will go to induction and introduce herself to that person and say, hi, how are you going? I hope you've had a good day today. So that's a pretty good manager, and a lot of people go, well, how does she keep her staff? Because she has that contact with them, and she does care about them. So manager number 2 isn't anybody in particular, but it's all the things that we do badly. So I've grouped them all together, and it's nobody in particular. So manager 2 rarely contacts the staff, never gets involved with interviews, lets other people do it, not sure of the person's name. Who are they again? And you see some managers go, sorry, we're having this discussion with this person, what's their name again? And you just go, right, that's good, that's fantastic, glad you're up on the topic. They don't actually know what their staff look like, they don't know where they work, they don't know their clients. Only leave the negative messages in the communication diary, and when you're communicating with the staff via a communication diary, leaving that message, you've done something wrong, please call me, is perhaps not a good idea. And whilst all of us know that's not okay, there are managers out there that still do that. And you just wonder whether or not they got their qualifications back in the early 80s and they haven't updated them since. Agency usage is high, so there's a high turnover of agency, you've got very few permanent staff, you end up with issues, and you go, what's really happening here? And whilst you can say it's not the manager's fault, the manager needs to take responsibility and the organisation needs to take responsibility for what's happened. So I just need to reiterate, that's nobody in particular, okay? just all the bad things.